And this is one of my favourites. This is one of my favourite designs. I think this is the reverse I'm starting off with here, but I just love that eagle with the wings spread out like that. That's a proper eagle. That's an eagle. So be an eagle, yeah? Not a seagull. Hi, so I'm a UK coin collector ordinarily, but I've decided to buy a big batch of US coins and I can't wait to get stuck in. The best thing to do first is sort them into piles by denomination. Okay, that took quite a while, then I got distracted and now it's night time and I've had to put the lights on. But really some really interesting stuff in there, some really interesting coins. What I normally do is go smallest to largest and newest to oldest, so that's what I'll do here, and I've just pulled out the most interesting coins. So I do know a bit about US coins from watching YouTube videos and online forums. But please correct me if I get anything wrong and help me out in the comments if I'm unsure of anything. So let's get cracking. Here's the first coin. And that is a 1 cent from 2017, very new. It's got the shield reverse. In the UK, our most common coins are minted in the over 100 million maybe, or usually in the tens of millions. US coins, over 1 billion of these minted. Unbelievable to think about it. So very common. This is in high grade, and I think that will be worth about 1 cent. So that was the Lincoln cent, and we still continue with Lincoln cents through the different types. This is 1995, got a little D mint mark under there, which is Denver. And it's got the Lincoln Memorial reverse. So these are the kind of things you find in your change, although they've stopped minting cents as of last year, which is a shame, but also understandable. Those coins are copper plated, whereas this older one will be bronze in its totality. Same reverse, Lincoln Memorial. Going back a bit further, we've got same Lincoln obverse. Just get that into focus. Same Lincoln obverse, but now we've got a different reverse. And it's called the wheat reverse, or the wheat eared reverse. 1 cent, United States of America. What a simple design. Let's go a bit back in time a bit further. And we've lost Lincoln and now have referred to as the Indian head obverse. There's the reverse, the wreath and the shield on top, 1 cent. So I think now we're getting to a period where it might be worth more than a cent. Maybe, I don't know, what do you think about 50 cents for one of those? And now I've got a large cent. And what's the date on this? What the heck is that? I'll have to take a still of that for you because you might not see it very well. It's 1855, but there's something a bit strange about that first 5 of the 50. See that on the still? Is that a mint error, or is that an overdate, or is that just some post-mint damage? Let me know what you think, or if that is an actual variety that we found. So large cents, probably about a similar size to the old halfpenny, I think. United States of America. Not in bad condition, just a few scratches on there. So let's move up a denomination. And here we have the head of Liberty, United States of America, 1865. With 3 at the back, so that's a 3 cent. And I just don't get this. Why? What were you thinking? You've got decimal currency. Why do you need a 3 cent? It's not even divisible. You can't get $1 out of this. It'll be either 102 cents or 99 cents. I know UK we had lots of three pence or threepence, as we called them. But that was because we had 12 old pennies in a shilling, so that was a quarter of a shilling essentially. But I just don't understand why the US decided to have a 3 cent piece. I mean, it's very nice, I do like it. It's good design, it's not silver, it's copper nickel, I think, this coin. The 3 and the wreath surrounding it. Put that down. And we'll move up to the nickels, or 5 cents. As the name suggests, we've got no silver content here. Just move that around a bit, it's a bit shiny this, it's reflecting off the light. This will be a 2018 nickel. And I think on the reverse, I think that's his house, where it says Monticello, where he lived. I do like that obverse actually, with the portrait, just the left hand side as you look at the coin, and his signature there. I do like that, it's interesting. So that's a standard portrait, still a good portrait. It's from 1998. There's the reverse. That word in Latin, I do like my Latin on coins. E pluribus unum, which I think means out of many one. Then before the Jeffersons, it was the Buffalo nickels. I've got one here, but unfortunately, no dates. Well, it's almost completely worn away. So on the neck, at the rear of the neck, that's where the date should be. And because it was the highest point of the coin, it is one of the first areas to wear away. So a lot of these Buffalo nickels don't have dates. And obviously that's why it's called Buffalo nickel. We have a buffalo on the reverse, and that, I think, has got a D-mint mark for Denver. The last nickel I've got V nickel. This is from 19th century. Decent condition, quite pleased with this one. 1883. Let's move up to the dimes. So that's Roosevelt. So on American coins, it's always only deceased presidents on the coins, whereas in the UK we've got the current monarch on the obverse. I don't know, I always thought that it would be really good to have the current president, oops, drop that, on the obverse. And then you could have a much better collecting experience trying to get all the presidents. But there we go, that's modern one, no silver content. Reverse. Don't know what they all are. There's a torch and an olive branch, is it, for peace? Don't know what it all stands for. Quite a nice design. Shiny coin, that one. Here's another Roosevelt dime. Same reverse. But this one, because it was pre-1965, so 64 and before, is it? It's silver, 1947, 90% silver. I guess it must be a bit confusing for some people not familiar that the nickel is now larger than the dime, even though it's made out of the same metal. So 5 cents and 10 cents. Well, it's not that confusing, is it? I think everyone pretty much knows. Then we have, before that we had the mercury dime. So that's not actually mercury, it's a version of Liberty, but it looks like the Roman god of Mercury. It's from the 1940s, so silver again. That's the reverse. I'm not sure what that actually is on the reverse. I can't remember what that, I'll have to look that up later. Good grade, know that. So now we've got a Barber dime. I think it's called a Barber dime, and that was the designer of the coins, Barber. So this one is, check that, 1885. The reverse there with the wreath and the one dime denomination, sorry. I've got an even older one here. This is 1885. Sorry, 1889. Seated Liberty dime. Still 90% silver, these coins. Same reverse. I like that. It's a bit similar to the UK Britannia, isn't it? We're all on the pennies, and the UK pennies, we've got Britannia seated on the bow of a ship looking over the seas because Britannia ruled the waves. And then we've got a similar design for the 1889 dime for the US coin. So let's move up to quarters. There's a quarter, Washington quarter. These were the special state quarters. Pennsylvania Mint. No, actually, no, sorry, it's Pennsylvania State. But I think the actual mint is D, yeah, Denver again. It's a bit odd, isn't it, getting a Pennsylvania state coin minted in Denver. Very common, I think, these state quarters. I don't think they're worth anything much more than a quarter. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is what a standard quarter would look like. Again, this is not silver, it's 1979. Eagle reverse. So Pennsylvania mint, they either have a P, or if there's no mint mark at all, it's Pennsylvania as well. Yeah, so this is the last year of silver, 1964 quarter in very high grade, but there's lots and lots in very high grade of 1964 quarters. Similar to the UK, but when they debased the currency in the UK and same in America, people hoarded the silver. So that's why you get loads of high grade 64s. So it's probably just worth scrap value, even though it's in a very high grade, maybe a slight premium on top. Exactly the same design as the copper nickel one. And I've seen it on videos. This is the first time I've done it for myself. Look at the sides of these quarters. These are all quarters, but if you look at the edge of these, get that in focus. See all the copper that you can see on all the coins except for one. So that one in the middle, that should be silver. And if we get that, let's have a look. Yeah, and it is. It's, see there, it's 19. Bring that to focus. 1958. So that's the silver one. I just wondered if anyone's watching that knows. I guess this is intentional, is it? Because if we look at let's pick up a nickel. That doesn't have the copper. This isn't a silver coin. This is copper nickel as well. So did they intentionally put that copper so that you could easily identify the silver ones? I don't know. Carry on going back in time with quarters. And we've got a Standard Liberty quarter from 1918. Similar to the Buffalo nickel, the date's the first area that wears away here because it's on the highest point at the bottom there. But on this coin, we've still got the date just 1918. I think it's a bit similar to our florins from Edward VII. They had also a similar design with the standing Britannia, and their date was also underneath standing Britannia, and it was a high date, highest point of the coin, and wore away first. So are you copying us? Are you copying us with your designs here? Lovely design, like it. Standard Liberty, in God we trust. Not sure about the eagle though. It seems a bit like in between an eagle and a seagull. What do you think? And then we have a pretty worn Barber quarter, 1909. Same obverse design as that nickel I showed earlier. Different eagle reverse, very worn. I can't really see the edge around it. It's probably in fair grade. Let's move up to the $half. So this one is a Kennedy $half, 1974, which will mean I think it's got no silver in. It's copper nickel and worth 25 cents. Sorry, 50 cents. There's the $half. Now there was a 40% one as well. I think this is 40% silver, 67. So although they got rid of the silver in 64, after 64, they still retains 40% silver in the half dollars for a while, and this is one of them. I think it's been good grade, nearly round and circulated. But there's lots of these. I don't think it's worth much premium because it's round and circulated. I don't think the stackers, the silver stackers, are keen on 40% silver that much either. But worth more than 50 cents, that's for sure. Going back in time again, we do have a silver $half here. And oh my gosh, his name escapes me. He's a president. It'll come back to me. I'll think of it in a bit. The Liberty Bell on the reverse. %90 silver coin. And this is one of my favourites. This is one of my favourite designs. I think this is the reverse I'm starting off with here, but I just love that eagle with the wings spread out like that. That's a proper eagle. That's an eagle. So be an eagle, yeah? Not a seagull. So this is a Standing Liberty $half from 1942. Sunrise there, Liberty. Nice design. Good grade as well, I think that. Oops, upside down. That's no good. And there's a really old one here as well. So that is another eagle design. That's a bit of an odd eagle design. I'm still not a great fan of that, to be honest. We've had a cross between an eagle and a seagull. I think that's more like a cross between an eagle and a turkey, but there we go. It's got O mint mark. I think that's the first O I've got. That's New Orleans. So all the different mint marks. I think it's Pennsylvania, Denver, New Orleans, San Francisco, and then you had that smaller one, the rare one, the Carson City one. I think they only did dollars, Barber dollars, is that right? So I think that's the 5 mint marks that there are. If there's any more, let me know. And this is a seated Liberty, $half, 1854. I'm not sure what that's worth, but I'll look that up later. But it's probably worth quite a bit. It's not in great grade, but I mean, I'm talking, when I say quite a bit, I'm talking significantly over melt value. Can I put this? Run out of space here. Then we get dollars. So this is a dollar. Who's that on the front? I can't remember. But that's 1979. So why? So you're producing dollars. I'm talking as if I'm talking to American coin collectors here. You produced dollars in 1979, but the notes continued. Last time I visited the US was about 9 years ago. And I didn't see any coin dollars. It was all paper. So this won't be silver. It's just, I guess, copper nickel, different eagle reverse, following the same thing. And there was a load of Eisenhower dollars in this batch that I got. Look at all these. I wish they were silver, but they're not. So there we are, Eisenhower head. The eagle theme on the reverse, $1. Decent design. So, oh right, that's the eagle landing on the moon. I've only just realised that. That's the eagle landing on the moon with Earth in the background, following the moon landings. That's brilliant. Love that. 1978, and there was a slightly different version here for the bicentennial. So when America got its independence, when they fell out with us in 1776, I think we've become friends again since then. And that was 200 years since Independence Day. There's the Liberty Bell, and that's the moon as well behind. I'll just stack that up here. I'm really running out of space. We are on the highest denomination, the dollar, and there we have the peace dollar, different Liberty head. Very spiky tiara or crown on that. Oh, that's all about. Reverse with the eagle and wings closed. Maybe it's trying to look a bit more peaceful for the peace dollar. This is silver, 90% silver. 1928. I've got this Morgan dollar, 1886. Lovely condition. But these were almost like bullion coins. So some were circulated and spent, but many more were just kept and retained. And that's why you get quite a number of high grade ones. Now that's lovely. I think this is my favourite eagle. I think this beats the $50, the Standard Liberty $50 one. I like that writing, the font of that writing, "In God We Trust." It's a little bit like old and Gothic almost in its design. Obverse, I don't know, I just think that head's a bit too big. What do you think? If you see what I mean, I can find I've got some UK coins here, just bear with us. So that's UK half crown, and it's same at the neck, just down to the neck there, and it's not quite, it's a bit more fields there. And even better actually is this one. This is UK crown. UK crowns and dollars pretty much very similar, slightly more silver in a crown. But you see there with I like the portrait of particularly female monarchs or female people with the shoulders on as well. It just makes them look more attractive. I don't know, what do you think? But yeah, I just prefer that. I think that head is just a bit too large. But still a lovely coin. Really happy with it. Can't see a mint mark on this, so I assume it's Pennsylvania mint. There was another two more Morgans in here as well. I think they're all common, but let me know if they're not. I will look it up later. But 1882. This one got a mint mark. Yes, that is an O mint mark. New Orleans. The last one, 1896. All good grades, these. I'm happy with these. And can't see mint marks, so that's Pennsylvania again. But yeah, I think it's high grade. You can tell that. I think the first area of wear on this coin is on the breast of the eagle. So if you can see the feathers there, you know you got a decent one, like this one is. Really pleased with that. Okay, so that's all the US coins that I've purchased. Actually did it in about 3 lots, so I got one bulk lot I purchased and a second bulk lot, and then I got another batch that was kindly gifted to me, all very recently, and I've waited till today really to look at them in close up in detail. So thanks for watching, really nice coins. Please like and subscribe, thank you.